Hey guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. It's been a while. Life's been crazy. We started school, so that's been new because I'm doing 3 kids instead of just 1, so that's been a challenge. But yeah, life's busy for everybody, so it's been a while, but I'm here with an exciting game, and I've already forgotten what he told me about it, so whatever I forget, he'll add in. Forgive me. If I don't write it down, I will forget because I have so many things that I have to keep track of. So please forgive me. But I am excited to get this one open for you. It's called War Room. It is a very large box. Things are looking a little off. I think I didn't put the overhead camera exactly back in the right spot. Now that I'm looking up at it, it doesn't look exactly perfect, but I don't think there's any other way to put it in. So if anything's off, I apologize. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into this. This says it is a 2nd edition. It just says War Room on the front with all the different flags. My son could definitely tell you what all of them are. I could tell you a few of them, but not all of them. This is definitely what China, what is that, like Japan, UK, I can't believe I just act like I didn't know what this flag is. USA. I was trying to decide if I was going to say USA or America. That's why I paused, just to not make myself look too stupid. But America, what is that? Switzerland, and I don't know what that is. And I'm probably wrong on some of those, but whatever. It says a Larry Harris game, and yeah, the box. It looks like it's glowing in the dark on this side, but it's probably just the way the light's hitting it. But that is the front. Here's the side. It looks like that. And I think it's, yeah, then it just says War Room, a Larry Harris game. It says 2 to 6 players, 14 and up, 1 hour per player. So it says it's like 2 to 6 hour playtime because it's 2 to 6 players. Again, it's a 2nd edition, Nightingale Games. And that's what's kind of on the sides of the box. And I don't know, there's nothing on the bottom. This box is ginormous and very heavy. So, let me get the lid off. So there's the massive giant lid. And then, wow, we have right away, these look like, oh, what is this? I don't know. This is something, but it was in the box. So we have weapons. This is the first war game that actually comes with actual weapons that you can use to kick it a good, I wanted to get a good whipping sound. Did you hear that? Okay. So weapons, just kidding. Assembly instructions, that's cool. So tells you how to put all the pieces together. Then we have, everything feels super heavy and thick because it's in this big heavy box. So I'm just gonna pull out the pieces and kind of just stock them right here. Humongous. It looks very, very big. Combat. So, okay, what's this? And then this. I think that's not all. Oh my gosh. And then there's even more underneath here. Okay, let's just leave that for now. We will look at this stuff in here first, then I'll put it back, and then we'll look at the stuff that was on top so we don't get anything all mixed up and I don't have to jigsaw it back together. So I'm just going to kind of try to keep this mostly in here. So I didn't see, I'm guessing that this was maybe had the rules and stuff in it, would be my guess. Yeah. So right here is the War Room rule book, it looks like. A quick battle reference on the back, 35 pages. I was trying to see if anywhere had, here we go, components. So we have 1 rule book, and it says this is a must read for all commanders. 1 unit storage tray, 1 common token storage tray, 7 nation storage trays, which I'm guessing are what these trays are, 7 resource charts and 28 pegs, 1 world map, this is the game board. Note the turn order track and homeland status track near the polar area. 1 morale board, 7 pads of operations and production. Sorry, I'm rubbing my legs. I just got new leggings and they are so soft. I just can't stop rubbing them. So I'm sorry if you see that. 2 battle boards, 2 dry erase quick battle charts, 131 territory cards, 11 card holders, 2 reference mats, and 10 dice. So those are the components. Is there more? Yeah, there is more on the back. I think it's just kind of telling you about them. Yeah, like what the tokens mean and stuff. So that's the game components listed here in the rule book. That was in this little envelope here. So we have 7 nation trays, and then there was like a big tray, which is, I'm guessing, what this right here is. So I'm gonna just pull this out really quick so I can put things back where they go. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Please tell me this will just open. Oh, okay. It just opens like this. Cool. It's a very nice, like, put over here. This is very nice, and it has magnets, so just boop, boop. I'll show you when I'm done, but that's what the top of the tray looks like. And then we have all these cool pieces in here. So this looks like different military guys. This is a ship. I'm probably not in frame that well, but we'll scoot it over a little bit. So we have some people here. Looks like a plane of some sort, or maybe not. I don't know if it's a weapon or a satellite or a plane. It's hard to tell what this one is. And then we have a tank on this green one. I think they're all the same of that color. Yeah, so they're just, but they look, they're stackable. So yeah, you can stack those. Then we have blank ones here that are just like plain, nothing on those. The red ones have another kind of ship on them. The green, like this, have another ship, another ship, another ship. And then down here at the bottom looks like planes. And I love how they're stackable, like little pizzas. See how they just stack right on top of each other? I really like that. And then there are some different, these are like cardboard. These are really nice plastic. And then these are like cardboard. Plain, a blue and a red. And then arrow, a blue and a red. So these are like tokens of some sort. So that's what's in this tray. And I'm just going to show you, whoops, that was almost bad. Come on, go back on. There we go. Nope, you're not going to help. All right, I'm going to pull this out so I can show you how this lid goes back on, because it was so cool. So you literally, it just magnetizes right back. Well, it should. There we go. Boom. And it magnetizes back on. I love that. So I'm going to keep that closed because it's organizing. And if I get things out of whack, they're not going to go back where they came from. There's a little stack of cards here. It did say something about cards. These are the only cards I've seen so far. It seems to be a whole lot of them. 131 territory cards, and it says these double-sided cards will be exchanged when territories are captured. So I think that's what these are, because they do have, like this says Eastern United States on it, and this one says the Guyanas. So these must be the territory cards, which were tucked neatly right here. And then something is in this, I think, or is that just a place? Nope, nothing is in there. It's just to help organize it. Now these are the 7 nation storage trays. So each nation has its own storage tray, which this is the United States. So it just has a sleeve on it, and then there's like this piece that fits perfectly on top of it. It looks like some kind of a tracker, obviously. It says oil, iron, and OSR on the bottom of this. And then if you flip it, it just has the symbols, but it's a tracker of some kind with the US on top of it. And then there are little different shaped green counters in this one. So that is what is in the United States. What is this? It's storage tray. So I'm not going to go through all of them because I would assume that they all have similar in them. So there's that. And there are 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Then we have some more counters here that have like different flags. Here's the dice. I think it said there was 10 dice. Yeah, that's a dodecahedron dice or a D12. These are combat. It says each die has the following: 1 white, 1 black, 1 red, 2 green, 3 blue, and 4 yellow. So that is what the dice looks like. Boom, baby. So you can see there. It's a pretty cool looking, different looking dice. And then we have some thicker, these look like little notebooks or something. These are probably resource charts and pegs, I'm guessing, because it looks like 7 pads of operation and production charts. This might be that. This is one of the something nation something. I don't know exactly what it is, because it says there's 7 storage trays, which we have. There are 7 resource charts and 28 pegs, which must be what's inside of the storage tray, which I already showed you. So that's what that is. And this must be the pads of operation and production. And then it just says next to that every round each nation will secretly write orders for movement and purchasing new units on a new O&P chart. Order more charts at, and then it just gives you the website to order more of these charts, or you can make copies of them, it says. But I'm trying to open it. Come on. There we go. Because it was like shrink wrapped, but I wanted to look at them. Okay, so here's this. So like, this is Germany's, and it's just like this cool little, oh, I love this. This is like, I just love it. It's very organized. I mean, each nation has its own, and it has the name and the flag, and then, I love it. Why did I say that was Switzerland? I'm an idiot. That's definitely Germany. I told you I would get one wrong. But I should have looked at this first, because it definitely says what each country is. So we have Germany, Kingdom of Italy, Japan, I was right on that one. Soviet Union, I was wrong. I said that was China. China and the Soviet Union's flag does look kind of similar, though, to be fair. ROC, which I don't know what that is. And then we have the British Commonwealth and then the United States. So they each have their own little, operation and production chart. So that's really cool. Very, very organized. And they're very nicely made. And like I said, I think this is all the same. But it says you can order more of these booklets, or you can just make copies. I would just opt to make copies. But I could see the appeal of having the little book to keep them in, because it's just so, feels so official to have this, and you know what I mean? I don't know. I love it. So there's that. And then there is this, which is probably the common token storage tray, which looks like this. And there are pegs in here. This is the first actual pegs that I've seen. And then some tokens. And some of them look like money or victory points or something. And then some have buildings. Some have ships and broken ships. And then this is an explosion or something. Firework, whatever you want to call it. And then the back of this, it says civilian goods, 1 unit. Yeah, this looks like a coin or something with the way it is from the back. But this is the common token storage tray. It says this holds all common tokens such as hotspot markers, medals, bomb tokens, and arrow tags. So that is what all of that is, because it just told me what it all is. And it fits perfectly back right here. Or does it? There it goes. So there's that. So that's the bottom of the box. And I'm glad I just kept it in there, because then I can just do this and it'll go right back where it came from. I'm going to scoot this up a little bit to give myself room to look at the other stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is huge. I'm still curious what these are. It's a drum. I don't even see anything on here that would tell me what this is. I don't see any pictures of these being used. So unless, I know what this is. Because this map is so big, this is just an uneducated, ignorant guess. If I'm wrong, do not laugh at me, but I'm guessing this is so you can push your stuff on the game board, because it's so big. You wouldn't want to have to walk all the way around the table. You could just reach across and boop, scoot it with these. Is that what these are? That's my guess. So you do have 2 of these, which is nice because this game does look pretty massive. So you definitely would want to have that to make it easier. But yeah, these, I don't know what these are, but these look like you poke them out, and I'm not going to do that, but there looks like to be one for each of the nations. And then some blank ones here. So I don't know. It looks like a road or something, but it has perforated edges, and then I don't know what this could be. Something to do with the pegs or the tokens, I'm guessing. But again, I don't know, but that's what that is. It didn't say in the book, did it? Or did I just miss what it? Okay, what would these be? 11 card holders. These are slotted to hold a nation's territory cards and have a resource. I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got to be. So these have to be the card holders. It says keep cards for other territories in the storage trays. Besides having 1 card holder for each nation, there are 4 extra black card holders for any nation that needs more slots. Fold up the long edge flaps to hold cards in place. Gently push a tab from the back to insert a card. So these are the card holders. So that's cool. Again, there was the 7 nations, and then there's extra ones in case people need more. So that's cool. Again, I love how very organized and thought. Like, this is a very well-made game because everything you could need, like to include the little like game piece pusher piece thing. What is this called? A gopher, a game gopher, a war game gopher gaming device. What is this called? But to include that is pretty cool. So, yeah. Then we have, these look like just like telling you how to play. So this says reference phase sequence. So this is what happens each phase. It says direct national economy, strategic planning, movement operations, combat operations, refit and deploy in turn order. Phase 6 is morale, and phase 7 is production. And then there's different steps. Like some of them have quite a few steps in them. So it says 1 hour per turn on the thing, right? Per player. Isn't that what it said? 1 hour per player. So it takes a while, I guess. It's a pretty in-depth game, but it looks like a lot of fun for people who like these kind of games because everything is just so well made and thought out and organized. And I love all the pieces so far that I've seen. Like, obsessed with it. Like, 10 out of 10 would recommend just based on the components because I want to play just to be so organized and have all the stuff. So, yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. So this is the phase sequence. And then we have combat operations, which this is specifically for phase 4. So, wow, you have this whole thing just for phase 4. They both just have, I guess, the map on the back, just like a smaller version of it. But that's what these are. These are just like player aid type things. And then in this little envelope here, we had the rule book, and then it looks like stickers or decals or whatever you want to call them. But I guess some of the pieces that we've seen are going to have these decals that go on them. So there's quite a few of those. And those were in this little black envelope with the rule book. So let's just stick those back in so we don't lose anything or mess anything up. I'm actually just going to stick them in the rule book because they're one to just like slide everywhere. Okay. So there is that. I even like that they put the rule book in this so it's protected and everything just has its perfect little spot. Then there was, like I said, assembly instructions. So it does show you like the card holders. It shows you how to prepare those. It says apply labels to jumbo flag tokens. So it shows us right here those like longer tokens that I showed you. You have to put decals on those. And then all of the ones in the nation box, like each nation's tray that had the blank tokens in them, all have decals that go on them. So that's what that I just showed you is for. And it just shows you how to do that. And then it says a note on dry erase charts. Dry erase markers are not included. We recommend cleaning the dry erase charts after each session to avoid stains. And it says recommend ultra fine tip dry erase markers. So these are the dry erase charts. You can tell because they have that kind of like smooth, shiny texture that dry erase friendly stuff has. Fun fact, not that anybody cares, but if you laminate something, like my friend, I guess she has a laminator. It also makes it dry erase friendly. So you could always just put it in a Ziploc bag too. If something is not dry erase friendly, if you stick it in a Ziploc bag or a sandwich bag, it then becomes dry erase friendly because it's that plasticky stuff. So you don't have to have something that is made for dry erase markers to turn it into something made for dry erase markers. But it's really cool that they include this here. So like I said, they don't include the markers, but those are super easy to find and cheap as well. But these are... What did it say these were? I'm not going to pull it back out. It just says these are the dry erase charts. So we have like air storage, surface stage, and then a whole bunch of other words and things that mean nothing to me, but that's what they look like. That's one side and that is the other. I can show you. So two of the same. And then, I already looked at that. Now the map. And the map looks really, really ridiculously huge. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to put the whole thing. But it does, again, slot together quite nicely if you get it in the right slot, but I didn't. So let's see if we can try and get this on the table. Okay, I think this goes like this. So you see how it just kind of fits together like a puzzle, and it'll go all the way around. So there's two big ones and then two smaller pieces. So let's see, they are numbered. So I think that helps kind of give you an idea of where something would fit because it's kind of numbered. I'm going to be hanging off just a little bit, but I just wanted to show you kind of how it fits together here and how big it is. And then this goes here. Okay, so here's the map. So I do think my ignorant, but maybe not so ignorant guess that these pieces here are for moving things on the board, because look how big this is. Even if you had a huge wingspan, and I have pretty long arms, like reaching across this is going to be super awkward and a pain. So this will make it easier to, if you need to move something, you can move something or pull something to you. So I think that's what this is for. And then actually we forgot a piece. This goes in the middle. And this is going to go like this. So there we go. So that's the map. And it is very big. And it's very globy, mappy, whatever you want to call it. But it's the whole world. My son would love this just because all of the different things are on here. So it's like the full globe but laid out flat. So that's pretty cool. So that's the map. And you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. But hopefully you can see most of it. But it's massive. Like if you can see in the smaller picture down in the corner of the video that's of my face, and you look on the table in that, you can see how big it is. I mean, it's massive. So huge. But I do love how it fits together. Very unique. I have not seen a game that has a map like this before, so I like it just because it's different. And the board is very thick and very well made. So I really am super impressed with everything I've seen so far from this. So we have just a couple more things to look at. The morale boards, or a morale board. So this is the morale board. It says casualty to stress conversion. And there's like a stress track. I would be capped at a 10 probably most of the day until the kids go to bed. And then my stress drops to like a -3 and I'm just chilling. But as soon as kids' feet hit the floor, stress is boom through the roof. Anybody else that has kids or has grown kids knows what I'm talking about? I know, but I love it. So anyways, this is the morale board. I should get one of these for our house so we can keep track of our morale as a family, and maybe it'll help us to stay on track better. It looks like the same on both sides. I mean, I don't know why we would need to front and back of the same, because I think the numbers on the back are different. Nope, they're the same. Yeah, I don't know why this has two sides to it, but it does. I mean, the color's different, but other than that, like, everything looks pretty much exactly the same. So unless I'm missing something, North Africa, war in Europe, and war in the Pacific. Okay, so it is different. So this says global and Eastern Front thresholds, and then the back says North Africa, war in Europe, and war in the Pacific threshold. So there is a difference, but they look almost identical front and back, but they are different. So depending on where you're battling at or who you are playing as, I guess would dictate which side you'd use. And then we have this, which is Axis commands. on this side and allied commands on this side, and it has like planes and tanks and people, and there's another type of a tracker on here. I see eliminated, damaged, and then initial status. So I guess this is where you keep track of like your vehicles that you're using in the combat. And then the back says again Axis and allied. This says force advantage, surface battle stage only. For side with fewer land types, blacks and white miss, whatever that means. And then this side says force something, blacks and whites miss for side with fewer surface types, port advantage, free naval repair, +2 in surface battles. Again, they look very similar from one side to the next. The colors might be slightly different. Like this one, the only difference I can really truly see. Okay, so there's a difference. So like this says like boats and submarines on this side, and this has like tanks and land things on the other side. And then I noticed that this says escaped up here next to the commands, like Axis commands escaped, allied commands escaped, but it doesn't have that on the other side. So a couple of small differences, but none that I would see if I wasn't like looking for them. And then I guess another of the same, because there's 2 to 6 players. So, you know, each player or set of players would have access to this. I'm guessing there's, you know, whatever. I don't know. I'm just speaking gibberish now. But if you look, these are the same. It's the front and back that differ, but everything about these two is the same. But this is what the back. So you have front and back. So each of these, that's what the front and that's what the back looks like. And these are just another player aid type of tool. So I think we've looked at everything now. So now we get to put it all back in. And this time I wasn't stupid and I didn't just like dump everything out without making sure that I was going to be able to get it back in its proper spot. So that's what we're going to do now. But this looks super intense. I mean, it looks like a very in-depth game. So serious war gamers definitely are going to enjoy this. But it looks really well made. It really does. Like, I'm very, very impressed with the components of this. And like I said, this is just so cool to have this in there. I love that. If that's all that was in the box, I'd be like, woohoo! So let's see if we can fit it back in now, because that's the trick, right? Okay, let's see. These must have been on top. Okay, so there's that, and then these go in somehow, probably tucked down somehow, right? Like, this is the part now I'm gonna drive myself crazy because I know these were in here and it's just figuring out like how these went in. They were just laying on top, so I'm just gonna do that. And then we'll see if this goes on. So that was War Room, a Larry Harris game. Go. We got it. All right. And it was by Nightingale Games. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. Obviously, it's like a world war type of a game. I didn't see in there if it's specifically historically based or if this is like a fantasy World War III type of a game. I've seen both games that like exist in war gaming. You have some that are based on previous combat situations, and then you have some that are like future based that are like potential World War III scenarios. I don't know what this was because I didn't read like the scenarios. I didn't really read too much of the rule book. So I don't know which this is, but it definitely is a world combat game. It looks very in-depth. It looks like you are not just like controlling like a battalion or like a single group. Like some of these games are a little smaller, a little scaled down, and maybe you just have a small group of people that's part of that military that you're represented. This looks like you're like over that whole country and representing that country in this war. So that's why it looks like there's so many pieces and so many moving parts. But it looks like if you're into that kind of thing, you would love this. And I have to comment on the quality of all of the components. The map is so cool. I've never seen one that was shaped like a globe that has been flattened out. I really like that. And I know my son's going to love it when it's on the table all laid out because he is obsessed with geography. He loves it. So he's going to love it. And all of the different organizational trays that like each nation has its own tray. And then the card from the card holders that you can, like the little thing that I showed you that you can hold the cards on, just everything. The way that the box is organized, the little, what do we say they were going to be called? The war gaming gopher game moving pieces things. Those being included in it, it's just really cool. I'm just very, very impressed. I don't think I've seen a Nightingale Games game before. So if this is like what they're known for, if this is like standard for them, then I highly, highly recommend, because the box is beautiful. It's very simple, but matte and beautiful, and I love it. And again, the components, very well made. And I'm excited to see him play it, because if it plays as well as it's organized, then you're in for a treat. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I think there's another one on the table for me to do, so there will probably be another Gimpy's Gal Guesses up very soon. We have a very busy couple of weeks, and I did want to just kind of end on the note of a few months back we lost one of our family members, our pet, our dog Molly, and unfortunately Rocco, who was our other dog, he's not doing very well, so send a prayer out for him just that we can get him some relief. He seems to be in some pain, and we're just really worried about him, and we hope we don't have to make any tough decisions, but if we do, then we're probably going to take a little time to ourselves. But just say a prayer for him if you would, because he's our one remaining fur baby, and we had him before we had anything, so he's been with us quite literally through everything. And he's a huge, huge, huge part of our family, and our kids adore him. So please send us good vibes. I hope all of you are doing well. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you enjoy these videos, whether just mine, like, look, I get it. If you come just for Gimpy's Gal and you're not even really interested in Gimpy, like, that's totally fine. Subscribe for me, because I do pop on at least once a month, sometimes more. Try to anyway. But if you like me or Gimpy or both of us and you're not, then please subscribe. That helps us out tremendously. And we are still in limbo with the VA and this caregiver thing. So we still are uncertain about what our future looks like until we get answers on this. So anything you can do to help, or to subscribe, liking, sharing, commenting, any of that stuff helps us out tremendously with this, and we greatly appreciate you. So thank you so much for watching. Again, please be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment down below what your favorite part of the game was and what you're most excited to see, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! I just want to use these now in everything. Like, I just want to say, like, oh, I need to get this, and I just, whoop, look at that. I mean, just, oh, gotta get this trash. Boom. I didn't have to bend over. Like, these are the best. Amazing. Would recommend. Or, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. Bye.